What is going on today, guys? Welcome back. It is Tuesday afternoon, well, Tuesday night, right after work. It is 6:30, so the sun is already happening to try and disappear on us. But looky what happens to be finally in the new driveway. So over the long extended weekend, we made the trip back up to New Jersey and finally brought home the Peterbilt. So didn't get a chance to do a ton of stuff over the weekend, but we have made a little bit of shop progress. We are gonna have to, I don't know if I've told you guys this, but there's only 60 amps run out to the shop. So we're gonna have to up the pipe size that is running into the house, but the walls are soon to be white. We are working on that, but what we do have to do is some of the wiring inside here was not really quite up to snuff. The main power that's coming into the panel was not even in conduit. So snaking the new wire, we're gonna run 100 amps out here. We went ahead and put conduit pipe up into the box like it's normally supposed to be. That way when we run wires, we can actually fish this up through when the walls are completely covered. Hopefully that makes sense. Maybe not to some of you, but just kind of like it took a little while to do all that stuff. So, you know, huge thank you to Julio, who came out here and kind of helped us do that yesterday. But anyway, today after work, we're gonna jump right into it. I don't wanna really talk a whole lot because we don't have that much light left, but what we're gonna do with a little bit of time that we have today is we are gonna try and knock off some ugly on this thing. There's a lot of stuff that just needs to be deleted off of this thing. Just some stuff that is a little bit tacky in my opinion, but we have a look that we're going for. And then guys, stay tuned because towards the end, after the sun goes down, I really wanna talk to you guys about the Peterbilt, kind of what our plans are, what our goals are, and hopefully maybe some of you guys can kind of help us out. So we need a lot of help with this thing. I don't know how to do a ton. I don't know how to do everything, but we're sure as heck gonna learn. But it may be some of the parts that you guys can maybe help source us for this thing. But yeah, that's the gist. So first up on the list, we are going to take care of the old lettering that is on here. We are going to go ahead and remove the hand pinstriping that is on this thing, get rid of the old DOT numbers, get rid of all of this, you know, nice majestic, very nice work. Dying Craft have much respect for anyone who can still do this hand painting. This is actually paint. This is hand painted on. That's not like a sticker or anything. But we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna knock off some of these lights that are on the front here. And again, then after that, we're gonna go ahead and kind of chat a little bit about this, just see how much we can knock out. So putting the camera down, getting to work. Guys, it is the following morning, catching back up with you guys. Unfortunately, we did not get as much work done as I would have hoped to last night. So the time of the year, we are losing daylight much quicker, and this beast with the stacks does not fit in the garage. Maybe without the stacks, but definitely not with the stacks. We were able to remove all of the lettering from this door, starting to get a little bit more of just the plain classic black and chrome look. Did not get a chance to get to you know, the painted on stuff on this side, but we did move, what you guys probably didn't see, we did move to removing these lights right here, the stand post lights, getting back to more of the classic 379 look on this side. This bumper is definitely gonna go. So let's start getting into let's kind of start getting into a little bit of the plans of what we have. Oh, well, you know what? Let me show you this side. This side, we did get mostly everything done. We did get the entire painted on stuff removed. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. You can see the paint is a little etched, but I think with some wet sanding and buffing, that will kind of come out with some good paint correction and obviously when we go and polish all of this stuff up. So the bad news is, look at how trashed this bottom side of the hood is because of these stupid chrome covers. So you guys know I'm trying to make this thing basically all black and chrome. We're not going to leave those on there, but man, it looks bad behind here. They must have drilled all these holes, so I'm assuming that all of that is going to have to just get kind of taken down, fixed, correct. But the door looks good. You can kind of see where all of the stencil painted on stuff was removed. Over here looks good. So I'm happy. It is shaping up. I was really hoping for some better news behind these stupid covers, but what are you going to end up doing? This is a project. So anyway, let's get into kind of the future plans and maybe some of the stuff that you guys might be able to help out with. So as you guys know, our good buddy Mark is 12 hours away. So if you guys know anybody kind of in this general area, like within an hour or so, that does really good paint and body work, and would be willing to kind of help us out with some of this stuff, we're definitely looking for someone like a good buddy Mark. Oh, I'm bouncing around a lot. You guys are probably gonna ask me what I use to remove all this stuff with. So an eraser wheel, this is the stuff I use to get glue off. Again, Mark kind of told me to get this stuff. Pretty safe on paint, doesn't really do anything. That's what I use for kind of the glue. Get some good detail spray to wipe all that stuff down. The painted on, hand painted stuff, we used Easy Off oven and grill cleaner. Again, another, hey Mark, what do I do? Go get some oven cleaner and take that stuff off. So as you can see, it does take off like hand pinstriping. That's the word I've been missing, pinstriping. So oven cleaner does take off pinstriping. So if you guys have some stuff like that, just hopefully a helpful tip there. But anyway, moving on. So I want to find you know, good battery boxes. We're going to move the battery boxes up underneath here under the door, and then these tanks, seeing that all of the sending unit stuff, all of this stuff, I'm not sure. I don't think it's really worth like welding the fuel fill back here where they normally are. So I don't know if we are going to either sell or trade these boxes that we have or these tanks that we have. They're going to go bye-bye. So either they're going to get sold or traded or what have you. The sleeper, I think I've told you guys, is obviously coming off. So we are now in search of a 36-inch bunk. This does have a Peterbilt big hole opening. So we kind of need a 36-inch bunk with a big opening. We're going to move the air tanks back up here. And yeah, I think we're going to run some nice fenders on this thing. So up front, I'm not sure if I told you guys this previously, but we have 22.5s in the back, and we've got 24s in the front. So I'm not sure. I think we're going to end up trying to just get all 22.5s on this thing and take the 24s off. Most of that reason being, for the time being anyway, is these 22.5s in the back. These are pretty much brand new tires all the way around, all matching, and these are low pro. I believe they are, yeah, 275 80 22.5. So these are actually pretty low pro. I'm not sure in the big truck game if those are going to look good. I really want to go for a pretty low look. I would love to put the front on air eventually. All right, I just went ahead and popped the hood for you. So underneath the leaves right here, between the leaves and the axle, looks like it's about a 4-inch block. I did talk to somebody and they said I could take the entire block out and kind of get this thing a little bit lower of a look. So we might try and accomplish that to try and give it a little bit lower look. Maybe swap the front tires out to something a little bit more lower profile, get a much different bumper, a boltless bumper to try and give it a little bit smoother, nicer look. But other than that, guys, the first, I would say 20 or so hours of driving this thing is an absolute beast. So we did run into a couple issues. If you guys can see down here, we do just have a little coolant leak coming from the lower hose off of the radiator. But other than that, the rears are giving us a little bit of a, didn't notice it on the first 7-hour trip, but as you can see, we've got spots underneath both, and I think they just need to be kind of like resealed. They're not leaking out of anywhere except for, I think, kind of just where they bolt together. So I'm not sure if they need to be resealed or whatnot. We did manage to lose a tail light, so some good old electrical tape took care of that. The only other thing that gave us a little bit of trouble, this valve back here, I don't know if it's a proportioning valve for the rear part of the sleeper. That thing has got a pretty nasty air leak, but was not enough to slow the truck down. Never gave us an issue while we were driving. Just kind of, it's leaking pretty bad when you shut the truck off. But that is all going to get changed, messed around with when the sleeper comes off. So other than that, guys, this thing has ran completely awesome for sitting for who knows how long. All right, so let me know what you guys think thus far. Let me know you guys' thoughts, your opinions. So some of the other plans that I do have for the truck that I would like to do, maybe not right away, but eventually in the future, maybe with some help of you guys. I'm not sure. Again, if you guys can help in any way, shape, or form, or kind of do this stuff, or know somebody who does this stuff, you know, hit me up, send me an email, send me a direct message on Instagram. Those two are the best way to get a hold of me. But the more pictures that I look at online, on Instagram, like I said, you see all of the show rigs with the big wheelbases. Man, I was pretty pumped when we got this thing because it was advertised as a 272, 276 wheelbase. Come to find out, he measured the wheelbase wrong. He measured from here to the back axle, when really you're supposed to measure from the middle of the front to the middle of the backs. So this truck is about like a 245, 250 wheelbase. I can't remember exactly when I did it, which is kind of short. I really kind of wanted a longer wheelbase, so I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we maybe try and stretch the frame back here again? Something you guys know that I don't really like dropping my vehicles off someplace to have it get done. That is certainly beyond my do-it-yourself in the driveway kind of thing. That's a pretty big job, but I would love to try and maybe be involved with, you guys know I just like to be involved with everything that happens, whether I'm helping or somewhat helping. But I don't know, I think stretching the frame on this thing at one point would be just super killer, going to something like 300 plus wheelbase. Again, the engine, I would love to do a complete overhaul on this engine. You guys know that we do have some pretty big plans as far as I want to make some power with this thing, and we don't really know the last time that it has been touched or rebuilt. It does look fairly fresh, but you can't really always go by that. We don't have any paperwork for any type of overhaul stuff, so we don't really know. But you know, we got to do something over here. You know, the factory exhaust manifold, the factory turbo. You know, I know they make injectors, they make a cam, just a lot of other cool stuff for this truck. I want to go ahead and do all of that stuff and make some good power. Last but not least, you guys know one of the, probably the only reasons I could really even afford this truck is the fact that, don't mind the McNuggets container, we're missing something very, very big right in this general area. So we need to find a good 18-speed, 13-speed transmission so we can get this auto junk out of here. It's working great for now. Maybe we can sell that, trade it in, do whatever. I'm not really sure, but we need to get a man's transmission back in here. I'm stumbling over my words. So we got a lot to do. That's what I kind of love about this truck. This truck was not completely done, ready to use. This needs the touch. This needs the love. We got a really, really good deal on it, and we're gonna have some fun with it. So the big sleeper has got to come off very, very soon. That's still gonna be a challenge on how we're gonna get that off. But again, like I said, if you guys know anybody can help, do some of this stuff yourself. We want to dive into this thing, but we definitely are going to need to learn a lot. But that's what I think is cool about it. I've never done this, and we're going to learn. So, but overall, besides these chrome things, man, the thing is going to look good. Even just deleting the sleeper. I am, like I said in the previous videos, we're gonna change that studio top to a low top, cab top. And yeah, we're gonna hunt some stuff down. Send me some links, guys, but that is pretty much gonna do it for just an update on the Peterbilt. I know a lot of you guys had tons of questions. Again, if you guys have any other questions about this project, leave them down below. I'll get in the comments and answer away. But the Peterbilt project is finally here. We are finally diving into it. I'm super excited. Probably the most excited that I've been in a little while. Like, this is my favorite part. My favorite part is taking off all this junk that people put on these things, but it's gonna look good. I'm staring at it as I'm talking to you guys, but I can't wait. I love big trucks. This thing is gonna be cool. So that's gonna do it, guys. Hit the like button before you leave. Subscribe if you have not already. I promise the next video we're working on this thing, we'll get some actual physical, more work done. So that's it. I'll see you guys soon.